What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is getting a release date next week. Now, that might be a leap, but I'm going to try to walk through, and I think it's honestly pretty possible. So what we have is another RGG Summit. It actually takes place next week on the 20th, but it depends on the time zone. In fact, for those in the US, it'll actually be on the 19th, September 19th at 8 p.m. Pacific or 11 p.m. Eastern. And then obviously, if you're anything west of that in the UK or anywhere else, it would actually be on the 20th. And they're going to be showing new information on two very important games in our lives, and that's Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, and then also Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So The Man Who Erased His Name, that game comes out in just under 2 months, or about 2 months actually, almost to the date at this point. There's not too much more I even need to see of that game. In fact, they did a little video broadcast a little while ago where they walked through some of the side content that's going to be in the game, a nice meaty trailer, some cinematics. The game looks unbelievably good, and that's the primary thing for me, because it's coming out first and I'm going to be ready to play that thing day one. But we do have the next official, what would have been Yakuza 8, which is now obviously changed to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and that game comes out in early 2024. Now that right there is why I think the release date makes a lot of sense. These summits are a lot of fun, and it hasn't actually been all that long since the last one. They did one just a few months ago, so they're cranking these out relatively quickly. There is a possibility, I guess, that they could do another one, say in November or December, right after The Man Who Erased His Name, and say before the start of 2024. So again, sometime in November, December, like maybe around the Game Awards times. Technically, it could show up at the Game Awards, Infinite Wealth, considering I believe it did for Summer Game Fest. But I'm going to kind of go all in. My official prediction is that we will get a release date for that game. Considering it is early 2024, that puts it, it's kind of ambiguous, right? It could be really any time, but you're probably looking at the January through March period. Now, there's actually quite a few games, and a lot of them are actually Japanese oriented, in late January and early February. You got games like Persona and Tekken and many, many more, actually, all within like a week of each other. Please, for the love of God, I want to give Infinite Wealth all my time. You look at the 7th game, and that game was about like 100 hours long to kind of complete everything. So these main installment games are meaty, they're long. I really don't need it, one day away from Persona or one day before Suicide Squad. Why don't you just come out late February, early March? So no, I honestly think we're going to get a release date next week, and hopefully sometime in March. And if it gets pushed back even later, that's not necessarily early 2024 anymore, right? If it comes out, say, in like April or May, but it's the first half, and I think it's still close enough to that you could still give a date. So I think it's going to happen. But if it doesn't, again, you got the Game Awards, and you already have a little Jeff Keighley connection kind of forming there between Sega and him. Hopefully it happens though here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. If it does get a date, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be covering it on the channel, and I hope to see you guys there.